I've got a really good question from Jennifer, not her real name. She's asked me to keep the details vague because she's scared it will get back to her, which happens a lot. But here's the situation, okay? So she works at a mid-sized company. It's been there for a few years with solid reviews and never on a plan. Earlier this year, she got a diagnosis with ADHD, which was late in life for her. Felt hopeful, thought work would be supportive if she was honest. Then her workload changed. There was nonstop context switching, constant interruptions, drop everything request all day. So she decided to disclose her ADHD to her manager and then started the process of ADA accommodations. At first, her manager was like, "We'll figure this out." And then the tone slowly changed. Now she's getting last minute meetings with no agenda multiple times a day. If she's asked for a heads up and priority, she gets labeled as not being flexible. The feedback has gotten personal, like you're not taking ownership and we're not sure you're a good cultural fit. Not concrete and not measurable. The work used to be good suddenly became not detailed enough, but nobody can define what detailed enough means. She's gotten excluded from projects that she helped build and then blamed when they slipped. Her manager started to document tiny, normal human mistakes. And then the big one, she's being pushed to communicate verbally only in real time. And this is exactly where ADHD struggles. When asked for written follow-ups, she's told she is making things harder. Harder for who? Then HR has finally responded to the accommodation request. She said it feels like a trap. They've asked tons of medical details. The process has dragged. And while it's dragging, she's getting put on a PIP, a performance improvement plan, that basically is describing the ADHD symptoms as performance issues. So now she feels like she's watching a slow retaliation build, but nothing blatant enough to point to one moment. But the pattern seems obvious to her. Her question was this: what does she do? How does she protect herself while trying to get ADA accommodations, especially when disclosing seems to have made things worse? So my answer is pretty straightforward. First, requesting ADA accommodations is not being difficult. It's a protected process and it matters. Second, accommodations need to be reasonable. They can't completely change the job, but they absolutely can change how you do parts of the job. Here's a tactic that a lot of people miss. Include the supports that you're already relying on. If a closed door helps, put it in the accommodation request. If written priorities help, put it in. If meeting agendas help, put it in. Because if someone tries to take those away later, you've already established them as necessary. Third, move your work to as much written as possible. After a verbal conversation, send a follow-up like, just confirming priorities are A, B, C, deadline is Friday, success looks like X. That's not attitude, that's clarity, and clarity protects you. Fourth, document the trend. People love to say document everything, but here's what that actually means. Dates, times, what was said, what changed after disclosure, basically any sort of receipts you might have, email messages, calendar invites, feedback notes. The pattern matters more than what you're feeling the vibe is, okay? So fifth, ask for tools that help you do the job and reduce misunderstandings. For a lot of ADHD folks, reasonable requests can include written priorities, agendas, fewer last-minute meetings, focused blocks, noise-reducing options, and yes, even AI note takers. If your workplace allows it, just make sure you're following the laws and the rules wherever you work and policies and that sort of thing. Okay, so here's the other thing that you should know. Even if you do everything right, some workplaces will still try to manage you out. A PIP can be used as a genuine improvement tool, or it can be used as a paper trail just to push someone out. So if you're seeing this pattern, don't wait until you're panicked. Talk to an employment attorney in your state or a disability rights organization. Even one consult can help you stop stepping into these traps. This is my disclaimer. I'm not a lawyer. I'm not giving legal advice. I'm just giving practical reality-based steps that will protect you while navigating this process. Listen, Jennifer, if you're listening, you're not crazy. Slow retaliation often looks exactly like this. The goal is to get specific and to get it in writing and to protect yourself with the pattern and the receipts. If you're watching this and thinking, oh, no, this is me, you're not alone and you're not overreacting.